Hello everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Sonic Magic 2 Battle. Last time we managed to finish off Knuckle stages, and now it's time to talk about Rouge stages, because I've already done them. So we're going to go in order based on the stages. First things first, let's talk about Dry Lagoon, Rouge's first stage. Dry Lagoon's Mission 1 requires you to get at least 1,500 points, at best. Not that bad, all things considered. It's honestly pretty easy. Dry Lagoon's Ring Mission, though, let's just talk about this one in particular, because this one's actually going to be a little bit painful if you're not knowing what you're dealing with. Ironically enough, most of the rings are found primarily in the small oasis. Small oasis, big oasis, you pretty much want to stay in the small oasis to get these 100 rings, because they're actually quite easy to get to in this area. And you have 2 minutes to do it before you reach the time limit required needed for an A rank. So, we actually have an easy way of getting it. You can actually go around the area, go for everywhere using rings, and there's also a lot of ring bubbles around the area, such as this one, a 20 ring bubble, which is actually very good, but the game has a nasty hat with Rouge, and other characters like Rouge. Because of how characters work in this game, unfortunately you're going to get knocked onto your butt sometimes, and it's going to suck a lot. There's a lot of 20 ring bubbles around this area, in particular, if I remember correctly, because it's actually quite good. Now, big warning, of course, because, well, enemies. A lot of cannon enemies are around the area, and as a result of that, you're going to get smacked for it, and it's not going to be fun. Trust me on that, it's going to suck to get hit by it. Now we can actually get going forward a little bit. There we go. And now we can actually destroy this guy, because this guy's going to be annoying for our ring grabbing on the top. This area has a hidden ability to, well, hover, but you're not going to need to do this area much more. You already grabbed everything. Now destroy all these gun robots that get Rouge. Thank you. Okay, destroy the gun robots so we actually get the turtle to be free again. It's not exactly a bad thing to do that because, well, we can actually get to the next area now. Actually, we got a lot of rings here. Ironically enough, we have to get 8 more rings before we had done the stage. Oh, Rouge, get unstuck. Thank you. Go down to the big oasis because guess what? There are more rings around this area. If you have treasure scope, there are hidden rings around the area, and you can use those to get the last rings that you possibly can get. Treasure scope is found primarily in the security hall. You have to use the Mystic Melody to get it first, and Mystic Melody is required to actually get the items needed for correct.
Stage select.
Now, Dry Lagoon's Chow Mission. Dry Lagoon's Chow Mission is, I'd say it's probably the biggest pain in the neck. You have 40 seconds to get this Chow. Yeah, I'm not joking. To do this, you need to climb all the way up to this side of the wall and climb all the way to the tippy top to destroy the gun robot that's above you, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. They have bombs, so it's going to be a little annoying if you get hit by one. Now hit these rocks and then boxes and destroy them, go into the portrait again, then use Mystic Melody to activate it. Now there's going to be a Chaos Control portal above you. Immediately jump up so you can actually go there. Rouge, get it. Thank you. Now, doing this before 40 seconds is up is vital to complete this mission. Enough time to get the A rank. As you see, found the Chow easily. Dry Lagoon's Mission 4 I'm not going to be talking about, but however, you have at least a few minutes before you have to get the time needed. You need to do this in before, you just need 1,400 points to complete it. As you see, I already crushed it. Mission 5. Okay, how do I talk about this one positively? Mission 5 in particular is quite tough. You need to make sure you get the Mission 5 done. Now, these gun robots are actually going to attack the dang turtle, actually, and it's going to be annoying. Do that, save the turtle, and immediately climb all the way to the top. You're going to need to climb up to down instead. So, climbing all the way to the top is vital to get to this next 2. Yes, and I said 2. Next 2. Yeah, you're going to find these very easily in the beginning. Got the perfect one there, and then you see one below you. You can actually get this one here by doing the dive. There you go. Got 2 of them immediately. Now go to the next oasis, the big oasis, and then go on top of the water, off the water, and then immediately you trigger treasure scope on, and then fall into the water. Doing this allows the activation of the treasure scope automatically. There's going to be a spring. You want to hit the spring.
It's gotta be close.
Stand still, and you're good.
Got it.
Dry Lagoon requires you to get at least 1,700 points to actually complete it. And as you can tell, I completely crushed it. With Dry Lagoon done, it's now time to go to Egg Quarters. I might as well warn you all right now, you're going to struggle a lot on Egg Quarters. It's the worst stage by far when it comes to the missions. With some exceptions. Remember, Rouge's egg quarters require you to go through the stage dealing with an egg beetle that runs around and attacks you. By the way, you get out of range fast enough you can actually avoid it. Mission 1 requires you to get at least 1,200 points. Not too hard, but I will say this outright, just get lucky and you're good. 100 rings, how do I say this nicely, is one of the worst. It is the absolute worst mission in this game. You need to get lucky on these ring missions, and they suck horrendously. You can tell that beetle's going to chase you, and the beetle chasing you is not exactly fun. There's going to be ghosts in the area, so destroy them as much as possible and immediately go. Like any mission with 100 rings required in it, you cannot get a single item bubble to show up. Instead, you have to walk it. So you're pretty much going to have to go around the area and hope for goodness sake getting a lot of rings, because otherwise you're going to have to run out of time. So go this way, immediately go that way, and ignore the enemies in particular. You can actually find if you get lucky at digging, if you really want to, there's actually a chance to get a dug up electric shield, which is actually very good. However, let's get the rings we can possibly get first. Your time limit of getting this one done is 2 minutes. Put a small time limit, so yeah, be a bit careful. Like all areas in this game, you're gonna have to run into a lot of problems dealing with these enemies. Especially these dang E2000s. They're annoying, so you're gonna have to be careful about these guys. You really want to make sure you turn on this door, by the way. You can actually do this by destroying it. There are no enemies in normal mode. However, in hard mode, there's enemies, so keep an eye out. There's one electric shield right here that you want to grab. You want to make note of that area for later. Trust me on this one. Alright, good. 61. We just need a few more. Alright, we're going back to the original chamber we were at before. You can actually destroy these blocks, and you actually see there's a... Can I move? Rouge's controls, for whatever reason, has a tendency to, say, freak out. It's not like you can control that nonsense, and in fact, it's very annoying. However, since the beetle is going to be in our pathway, we have to be careful not going in front of it. You just have to make sure you don't go in front of it so actually it doesn't lock onto you. Go in front of it, it will immediately lock onto you, and it will immediately attack you for every single word. Now, immediately go around the area using the electric shield to actually grab these rings if you really want to get all the rings you possibly can get. Getting the electric shield is very vital to get these rings out of the way. As you saw, we got an A rank before 2 minutes were up. The Lost Chow mission is a doozy. Big doozy. First, head to this next direction this way. First thing you get to that totem, get scared by the ghost, use the music melody immediately, and then jump into the Chaos Control Portal again. This one's different. You gotta make sure you get the area unlocked, and as you saw, ghosts. To do this, you need to make sure this thing stops crushing you, where the Chow is located. To do this, you need to go to find a correct one for the switch. Speed shoes, that's not what I mean. That's actually worse. So speed shoes, yeah, very annoying. You can actually get this way, and you have to go to the warp portal this way. By the way, in case you're wondering, yeah, it'll crush. Get off! Okay, those things are annoying. Ghosts really annoy no matter what. And since I got grabbed, regardless of that, egg quarters needed a minute before you run out of time. Thankfully, we managed to get it. That was annoying. Time attack requires you 1,300 points. Yeah, it's not going to be any different. I'm not going to show it because of primarily the same things I said before. Mission 1 and Mission 4 are completely and utterly random, so you can't exactly tell what's what. Due to that, your ranking will depend on how lucky you get on which emerald shard or key, what key you get. Sorry about that, we're belch. So, Mission 5, hard mode. Warning right now, it's gonna be a pain. Okay, Mission 5, I have to cool down because guess what? Mission 5 is the worst. By far, out of all the missions in this game, it's the worst one. Wanna know why it's the worst one? Well, I'll tell you. Mission 5 has you find 3 keys in 3 specific locations, requiring every single one of them to, guess what? Require a monkey bomb. Isn't that a coinkydink? Yeah, it sucks. I'm waiting for this monkey in particular because this monkey is actually a lot nicer when it comes to its bombs versus the one that's on a pillar. The pillar one is what you're supposed to use, but honestly, the pillar one is also the worst of the bunch. Ow, okay, whatever, I don't care. I got hit, whatever. Houston, I got hit, whatever. Stick into the wall for the scorpion tail, because that's what, this is where the first one and the second one is located. Next one, you need to grab another bomb, and this time have the treasure scope equipped. Yep, that's what I was expecting. Get out of here, you stupid ghost! Get out of here, you dumb, annoying... Ugh. This is the worst thing about Security Hall, is this dumb, idiotic, ugly egg beetle. It's the worst. Outright the worst. You're gonna have to deal with that thing while trying to get these keys, and it sucks. Grab. Thank you. You need the next one for this one. You hit the spring and immediately get sprung all the way over to this gate, leading to a key. Immediately get off that and immediately bolt out of the way so that the bomb doesn't hit you. Unfortunately, I got smacked because the game likes being funny. Okay, another perfect there. Now, we can actually get another one if we want to from this dang monkey, because this monkey's actually the safest. The only reason I say safest is because, one, next monkey is coming up is a Big Mom monkey, and Big Mom monkeys don't exactly work the way you think. Because guess what? You have to worry about nonsense. Now, you gotta be careful not to throw it, because guess what? If Rouge throws, she'll aim at the monkey instead, and it's not gonna be fun. Put this down, immediately bolt out of the way, let it blow up, and grab the key. You get the last key, and you're completely and utterly fine. You need to do it like this, otherwise you're not gonna be able to complete the stage to get an A rank. Point total requirement is 1300, so yeah, you have plenty of time, but it's still not fun. Out of all the stages, it's probably one of the worst. I said one of the worst. Your next one, Security Hall, is actually decently difficult. First things first, I'm might as well recommend a glitch. There's a particular glitch that allows you to basically circumvent nonsense. First things first, go to mission 2. We're not going to do the mission 2 yet. We have to first show off what the glitch is. There's a glitch in particular about mission Security Hall. The glitch in particular requires you to first go up to the top, go all the way to the tippy top of the Security Hall, which leads to where the keys unlock. You actually unlock the doors like this. Then immediately, and I mean immediately, go to block red to get over to the switch. As you notice, it's for some reason still active. A glitch in this area in particular is allows you to basically exit the stage when you press the switch, and the stage is permanently stuck with that on. I'm not joking. This is how you get the A rank, and how you get the A rank in 100 ranks. I will show it off now. Security Hall's A rank requirement requires 100 ranks, and you have 4 minutes to get the A rank. Very, very easy. Big warning though, that enemy, by the way, is an enemy that will basically stun lock you, and it's not fun. By the way, since these gates are open, you want to find the gates that actually have Rouge. The gates that actually allow you to dig in there and actually get some ranks from this. Some of the gates have something, others do not. Like this one had a 5 ring. You need to find a lot of 5 rings in order to activate this gate. You want to dig into, I think it's this one. I try to remember off the top of my head where they are, but to be honest, I barely remember. Another 5 ring here. You have a lot of time to do this, so you don't really have to rush for the rest of time. Just be mindful of where you need to get the rings, and you're fine. So, there's a lot of 10 rings around the area, so you're going to have to grab a lot of them as you possibly can get. There's not many areas that rings are hidden. Since this is the case, you have to be careful where you're digging into them, because the digging into the dang nonsensical locks is not exactly the most good ones. Since you need to find it, you're pretty much stuck on trying to find which one's the good one. There is one more 5 ring one, I remember correctly, being up top here. Yes, over here. Okay. So that 5 one's down. Now we just need to find another one. You can actually find another one. I think they are nearer, so they can actually... I really hope we find more. Another 5 ring. Okay, 44 rings. It's actually pretty good. I need at least one more 5 ring bucket. Nope, that's a skull. Yeah, my skull is locked in the Security Hall. We have plenty of time to screw around a little bit, but we don't have much time to think. Doing this into this one, and then to this one, as if you play. Nothing. I don't know why there's skulls in there. Whatever. We focus on our priorities here. We can actually get these rings here and easily get them. There's a lot of rings in this location, as well as another rings here. You want to get to this and get to the top next 10 rings. And after you're done with this, go to top side immediately. There's a 10 Rouge. Come on. Thank you. The game had to be funny, but whatever the case, there's 5 rings here, 5 rings here, and there's a 10 ring in total. There's nothing in that gate. Do not worry about it. Trust me when I say there's nothing in there. If you want to know fully well that if there's something in there or not, you can actually do the security scope and actually see if there's anything around in the area. Honestly, treasure scope is actually something you recommend you get. First things first, go to the right and immediately destroy this gun robot this way. Then after that, go left and get these next rings. There we go, got to destroy them. And now we can get these rings here, and we have almost enough for 100 rings. Now we're missing 1 ring. Warning, by the way, these lasers hurt a lot. Get to this side and get a 10 ring bubble right here, and you're good.
How is that? Perfect?
As you saw, A rank, not that bad.
Stage select.
The Lost Chow is a funny one. Not because it's funny, but first you need to get the scope, which is required by using Melty and getting all the way over there. Thankfully though, I already have footage for that, and I'll put it on screen where to get the scope. Alright, so now the mission. Security all find the Lost Chow. First, you need these treasure scope to actually get this. First things first, rush to the middle of the stage and immediately go all the way to the top. You want to get all the way to the tippy top of the stage entirely. Second one, you need to go to the yellow blocks where they unlock the yellow switch. Second of all, go to the B and immediately go to the treasure scope and immediately spring over to the top, reaching the Chow.
I got it.
You need to do this in 30 seconds. I am not kidding. It's actually very, very, very strict. So, if you try to do a strategy where ignoring it, I'm sorry to tell you this, because Rouge takes forever to climb, you can't exactly do anything about this. Missions 1 for Mission 4 require you to get... First, the Mission 1 requires 1,200 points, and Mission 4 requires 1,300 points. You have to get lucky on these counts, because there's very, very few. Hard mode is actually pretty difficult, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Trust me on this mission sucks. So, hard mode does indeed ramp the difficulty up, and there's not many rings in the area. So, first things first, you want to actually get over this way and destroy this gun robot so you actually get across to the next area. There. Okay, good. We dumped that, now we dumped that, we can actually climb all the way to the top. I'm not going to bother climbing all the way to the top because guess what? We need to destroy a different gun robot. You know what, right here, by the way, is when you need to destroy Rouge. Okay, Rouge. Okay, Rouge, thank you. Hang back. I hate this gun robot. I hate this gun robot in particular because this one sucks. There we go. Now we destroyed it. We need to break this metal block and immediately treasure scope. Hit this switch that actually turns off the dang pushing, like, block to actually get there, and you're good. Dig into this. And you'll see a Chaos Emerald. Good. Very good, actually. Now, the next one is actually found primarily under the fans area. You need to dive down and immediately get it. However, since it's going to be a difficult treasure, there we go. Got it immediately. Now, we need to get to the tippy top. Again, no, I'm not joking. You have to get to the top there to get the last one. Going all the way there, immediately go this way, and immediately jump up, immediately climb all the way to the top. There's a Chaos Emerald right there, and you want to grab it. First things first, better off, recommendation, climb all the way higher so you can actually have a higher reach. Trust me on this one, it's actually a much better idea than you... Okay. Rouge, okay, get out of here. You need to destroy that enemy, by the way, in case you're wondering, because it's annoying to get hit by that enemy several times over, and it's not exactly fun. Now, you land on the Chaos Emerald if you manage to get it.
I got it.
You need at least 1,600 points before you have to complete the stage. Thankfully, though, we managed to do it very easily, and we got ourselves an A rank. Security Hall is not as bad once you memorize where they are. Route 280. Okay, how do I say this positively? First mission, you need to complete this in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. If you get after that, then you don't get an A rank. Mission 2 requires you 100 rings before 2 minutes are up. It's pretty easy. Just go and collect the rings normally. You actually do. You don't really need to worry about it as long as you don't fall and die, you're fine. Falling and dying pretty much means just to reset back to the beginning, so you have plenty of opportunities to keep doing this. 280 is essentially the same as Tails' variation for these two missions. First mission for mission 3 means do not hit a single car, and I'll be perfectly honest with all of you, I am not going through that again. Because of how the stage works, I am not going to go through it again because it's just too annoying. Mission 4 for 280 requires you to get there without hitting a wall. Not hard to get to. First of all, by the way, 280's Mission 3 requires you to do this in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which actually is way more time than Tails' variation. The Mission 4 is actually different. You have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to get the A rank, and I'm not joking about that. Funny enough, you actually compare the difference between missions Tails' and Rouge's. Tails' requires you to get both in 3 minutes, while Rouge's require an extra time because their stages are harder. Hard mode essentially has more cars up the butt, you get less time from checkpoints, and then you pretty much have to worry about the nonsense of going too fast. To get the A rank, you need to do this in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Before that, and you're fine. Alright, now time to talk about the worst stage of the bunch. Everyone's least favorite stage, Mad Space. I'm not joking, it's everyone's least favorite, it sucks. First things first, Mission 1 requires you to get the stage done in 1400 points. Thankfully though we managed to blaze past it, not hard to do so. I'm not going to go through it again because it's just Mad Space. Mission 2 requires you to get 100 rings before the time is up. I actually do know how to do this one. So, first things first, before you start the stage, immediately go to where you see the rings and immediately go this way. Ignore okay. If you go too fast, by the way, Rouge will actually go forward in acceleration, and it kind of sucks when Rouge does that. You want to actually get to this area over this way. Yes, you actually want to get stuck on Mad Space's gravity nonsense. You want to do this to actually get some ring bubbles here. You got a lot of 5 ring bubbles here. There's also 10 ring bubbles around the area. This area only really has the 10 ring bubbles that you can actually get, and 5 ring bubbles are actually pretty hard to find in this area. You first need to go this way, jump all the way this way, and immediately... Sometimes you detract from the well, you know, the blasted gravity, and because you detract from the gravity, it's not exactly easy to get back on the gravity. Like any Mission 2, you are not able to reactivate the dang nonsense known as digging underground to get free rings. You can't do that. Trust me when I say that, because that would be busted if you had the ability to do that again. So getting all the way to the bottom again, getting to this rocket, you want to go down this way and grab this rocket all the way up. There's a funny little thing that you can do with the treasure scope, because actually having the treasure scope speeds up this process. You need to do this before 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If you do treasure scope here, there's 30 rings up to grabs right here, so you really can ignore the nonsense. Go all the way to the bottom, get this one, and immediately get the 10 rings right here. There's another 10 ring up top. You want to do this and then go all the way to the very bottom afterwards. Go this way, turn around, immediately go to this side with the blue lights, and then immediately grab this one. Now immediately dive all the way to the bottom again. You want to grab that and go all the way to the bottom instead and not anything else. Remember that area in the entrance where you can actually dive down to see a little hub area? Well, this hub area actually has a 20 ring bubble.
I got it!
Doing this allows you to get access to the last 20 rings you need to complete the A rank. Mad Space Mission 3. Mad Space Mission 3 is Lost Chow again, and you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to complete this one. To do this, first things first, go to the side first and immediately break the bubble box containing the switch again, and immediately use this one. This red switch in particular always takes you to the near top. Doing this is actually the best strategy you need to actually go through the stages normally. And trust me when I say that, normally you want to do that. If you miss the timing of your jump, you're fine. You have the ability to go to another rocket. Now you don't need that ring bubble anymore, and you pretty much need to go all the way to the top. Yeah, I'm not joking. Big warning, by the way, for this one, you're essentially running into an Artificial Chaos, and Artificial Chaos, no matter what version of the character, they suck. Tails and Knuckles' variation, you basically, Tails and Eggman variation, you have to deal with them having, well, the ability to basically say no to damage for a while. Now you want to go over there, kill the Artificial Chaos, if it cooperates. You want to do that because that way it won't hit you while you're trying to do Mystic Melody and teleport. Because teleport bubbles, by the way, do allow you to get hit first. Yeah, this is not exactly the most fun. break the L blocks to actually go to the next one and immediately turn around to get the camera swerve around. There's an enemy over here that's going to hit you, so yeah, ignore that and go to the next one. You hear that? Well, the Chow's right here. Yeah, it's a very odd location for the Lost Chow to be at, and honestly, I don't know how it got in here, but whatever the case may be, third mission's complete.
Like me? Stage select.
For mission 4, you need to do this in about 1,400 points again, so not exactly too bad, all things considered. Just make sure you get the time limit done. You have about, I believe it would be about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to complete this one. Every single one of these is random, so I can't exactly talk about these without talking about the random emerald shards, and you can't do that. Big warning about MadSpace if you haven't played before. First, text is reversed. Second, if the text is not reversed, by the way, it's lying, and it's essentially the opposite of what it says. So, yeah, don't fall for that. Mission 5 MadSpace is where people struggle the most, and I'll be perfectly honest, I agree with that. You have 1,200 points and you need to grab in order to get this one. For MadSpace Mission 5, 1,200 points is your requirement to get the A rank. As you can see, it's already shooting us. So, first things first, before anything else, immediately touch this one and immediately go to the top. Again. Now, my personal preference is to get the one that's the most hardest first and get that one. The hardest is actually on the one asteroid that does not have gravity in itself, while getting it all the way to the bottom. There is a Master Emerald shard piece on the bottom of this. No, I am not kidding. Instead, you want to go this way and immediately grab it. As you saw, very annoying. Yeah, that's the most annoying one of the bunch. Not gonna lie. It's actually very annoying. Now you want to grab this one and get all the way to the top. However, since this one's going to be taking you to the top, you essentially need to turn on the device and actually activate it. Yeah, this one was the activated one needs requirement. Getting this one and immediately get to the top again. You want to get all the way to the tippy top again, because guess what? There's actually a sword located right there. And you want to get there right about here. Go this way, immediately go top, and immediately go to your next location, which has spike balls and a dang meteorite. The next one's actually located right here. There we go, got it. And now the last, but certainly not least, is actually one that's going to be probably the most difficult one. You're going to bash your head over several times over. Remember reverse gravity? Well, it's actually worse than you may think. If you manage to get gravity down proper, it's not going to be as easy as you think, because guess what? The controls invert on certain occasions. As you see, I'm holding up actually, and actually going down. See, as a result of that, I can't exactly control my gravity too well, because this game stages are pretty skewed. I'll be perfectly honest, this is probably why I hate MadSpace in particular, because it just does that. Rouge, I swear to goodness sake, everything good in the game, please stop doing that. You want to actually let go of the control stick if you really want to make sure you get your timing right, because it sucks. There we go.
I got it.
You have plenty of time to do this, so yeah, not exactly easy to get, but it's still better nonetheless. When you do that, if you manage to get at least 1,200 points, you basically beat the stage and got the A rank. My personal preference, let go of the controller when you're in midair, when you want to go downward south, and that way you can land on the actual platform, no problem. For completing all of Rouge's stages and getting an A rank, you get 2 emblems. You get an emblem for basically completing the stage of hard mode, and you also get an emblem for completing Rouge's stages at A ranks. Your reward for completing all of them for Rouge in particular, reaching her max emblems, gives her a Egg Robo one. I am not joking. It's pretty hilarious to see Egg Robo there. It's not a cart. Outright speaking, it's the most average of the bunch. You're essentially going to be running with an Egg Robo that's essentially average all around and not anything else to worry about. It has good speed, good acceleration, good brake, and good grip. You're pretty much going to have an average stat total, and it's going to be pretty much less skewed. If you want an average race, a character that can actually do it much better is Egg Robo. And with that, I think we're done for now. Next time on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I'll be talking about Cannon's Core by itself, because guess what? You're going to need to do that for Cannon's Core. So, see you all next time.